What's going on, everybody out there in the internet, YouTube, and comic book world, and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review. This is episode 428.
Yep.
Man, we are really gearing our way towards that 500. We're going to hit 450 this year, aren't we? Yeah, we are going to hit 450 this year.
It's always the half.
Yeah, we're the halfway. This is the halfway year because we celebrated 400 last year. We'll celebrate 500 next year. What are you doing?
I'm getting it ready.
He's getting it ready, everybody. He's getting the tablet ready. He's getting it all powered up. So anyway, we are recording this a half hour still into the 25th anniversary of Raw. So I'm not expecting too many people to be popping in the comments until half hour from now-ish.
Probably, yeah.
So we're going to be doing what we always do. Anybody who pops in, we will, of course, be saying hi. If you're watching this post-live, then this doesn't apply to you. You're watching this as a video, which you're 90% Alan, because Alan actually mentioned he watches my show post-live, and I'm positive he's watching the 25th anniversary of Raw. Happy birthday, Raw! And on to the books, which I almost spit, which were released on what date?
They were released on January 17, 2018. So let's start. All digital. This is all digital now. So we'll start with...
Even though we got our physical books today. What's up, Tevia?
All right, so let's start with yours.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue number 23. The Rangers fighting another one of Finster's human monsters. Rita is back in the palace. We find out Finster actually was able to go back to the palace all this time. And he does.
Huh.
So he was basically just entertaining the Rangers by staying where he was. We also find out that that girl that they're working for, not really in the best interest of the Rangers to be teaming up with her. And Zordon was right. She's not to be trusted. And I think the Rangers are starting to find that out, especially after the last page of this issue, which I will not spoil because we're probably definitely going to be talking about that part in the next issue, issue number 24, which then leads into, of course, the shattered whatever, which I'm looking forward to that.
Dimension?
No. But anyway, great issue, great artwork. I'm really interested in seeing how the revelation of this last page is going to play into the Rangers and their trust with this woman. Also, the follow-up story, who cares? Finster and not Finster, those two other dudes that always were around Rita.
Oh,
yeah, you can't remember their names either, can you?
The little blue guy with the yeah, I can't remember them at all.
All right, now I read this because I saw Mike Spider-Slayer review it, and everybody was raving about this book and had it in their poll. So I was like, okay, I haven't read a number one in a while, so let's try The Ice Cream Man, issue number 1. This is some tales that I am shocked at. Don't tell me I didn't know
that this was going to be a book relating to that because some people didn't tell me.
I didn't expect it.
Well, neither did I. I've read books too, so
this is definitely like Tales of the Crypt, or as you read Grim Tales of Terror. It's a one story. Justin, what's going on? Justin's in the comments. What is up, man? Hopefully you're enjoying Raw 25 while watching this, unless you're just passing by and then going back to Raw. But I really enjoyed Ice Cream Man. It's basically, like I said, Tales of the Crypt. You get a short story in it, and the Ice Cream Man apparently is like the tale teller, or the person that is the main, like he's the person that's in the story that survives the end. So there's this kid whose parents are dead, and he has this pet spider. And apparently the pet spider doesn't like adults. And then there are these agents that go looking for the kid.
Isn't there always a story where spiders don't like anybody? I've been noticing that in some books.
And anyway,
it's very weird.
One agent ends up dying. The girl ends up finding the guy. There's a werewolf involved. It was really crazy and awesome. And apparently there's something dark and sinister with the Ice Cream Man. I really liked it. The name of the town seems odd to me. I forgot the name of the town. I don't have the book handy. Justin, if you could remind me what the name of the town was. What's Ice Cream Man? Tevia, it's basically, if you know Tales of the Crypt or Grim Tales of Terror, stuff like that, it's a book that's kind of similar to those.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I will definitely be back for the next issue. Unless Michael really likes it, then maybe he'll review it, but I'm still going to be reading it because Ice Cream Man was really good. Definitely check it out if you like a good horror story.
Yes, and since we're talking about Raw's 25th anniversary, this comic book pertains to Raw's 25th anniversary of WWE issue number 13.
Oh, wait, you tell me all the time. I'll pause. Saint Generous. Yep.
Yeah. So WWE issue number 13. And these have 4 stories, and I liked all 4 of them. Like, you get the first story about how Samoa Joe was going to be drafted into the WWE because Mick Foley wanted him. And he didn't want to go to WWE because he had unfinished business with Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT.
Right.
And there was like this whole big thing that was happening. Triple H, of course, coming in and making everything better. He's like saying, I could give you better. I could make you the most popular WWE superstar and all that stuff. And then there was that. The second story was Daniel Bryan's Yes movement when
I like that again.
The
thank you, handy helper.
Yeah, with the
yes. We have a naked handy helper.
Yeah, with that.
She gets very handsy.
Yeah, and then the other one was where it was Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker in that ladder match. And that was another really good issue, and how they respected each other.
It was like an X-Files episode to me. You know, yeah, Justin, I agree. I'm sorry, Ice Cream Man. X-Files, I definitely agree. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. I shouldn't be doing that. I said after you're done, so you finish, and then I'll say it.
All right, and then the last story, I can't remember the last story because you interrupted me, but
wasn't the last story? Oh shoot, I can't remember either.
Damn it!
But I agree, Justin. It's a little X-Files-ish also, except you don't have the agent. You're kind of stuck with the crypt teller, kind of. But I agree. It definitely could give you that vibe too.
All right, the Spirit, the Corpsemakers, issue number 5. I haven't read this in like a really long while.
I'm in the reflection.
Yeah, I haven't read that in like a really long while. So basically, in this one, he finds a new sidekick.
It is the next issue, though. You read issue 5.
No, this is issue 5.
I mean issue 4.
I did read issue 4, but it was like long ago, it felt like.
All right, so they took a break maybe.
Right. So in this one, he finds a new sidekick who wants to help him with finding out the mystery. Like, basically, that was the whole thing of the book. Just basically helping him, finding out mysteries and stuff like that. And it's an ending issue and she takes photographs by way on a motorcycle. So in the end, he asks her if he could help him on all these cases, and basically that's how the story ends. So we might be seeing the Spirit and the sidekick that he could be working with, which actually I think will be pretty cool and awesome to see, for that matter. So I'm just making sure if there's no comments. All right. So let's go on to Red Sonja, issue number 12.
Like the cover.
Yeah. And I could just sum this up in a couple of sentences. Basically, Professor Wallace is a wuss in this issue. Like, basically, they go through this time portal to, fix things or stuff like that. So she goes through another time portal, and she's trying to find out more information about where Goth is, or Colt Goth? I don't know how you say his name. But basically, she's looking for him as well as Agent Max, because Max is under the servant of God, which we actually found out in this issue. So they just go through this whole adventure of that, and I have to admit, though, the artwork in this was really good, as well as the story. It's like building up to something that's really awesome. I can't wait to actually read the next issue of Red Sonja. It was a really quick read, I must say, for that. So,
oh, good. You did see that. Did you try Belle also?
I didn't see Belle.
Okay. Well, maybe save that for next week. There is another one.
Okay, but that depends on how many books I have.
That is true. This week you didn't have too many.
No, I didn't. So
19 books. Mike didn't have too many of them.
Thank you.
That's a first. Usually you have most.
Well, sometimes you do, sometimes.
So The Curse.
Yes. So this isn't written by Patrick Chan, actually.
Pat Chan is done with Zenoscope.
Yes, but this is Robin Hood: The Curse, issue number 1. And in this comic book, it's about the two main characters. What are you doing?
Nothing.
So basically, Robin Hood is going on this adventure in New York, but she actually goes to California because Marion and Sam, they were doing these spells that were to unlock a portal or an entity that should have not been unlocked. And, looked all beautiful and everything, but it affected Sam more to turn into something that should have not been opened at all. So with that, she goes to the hospital, and boy, oh boy, her mutation of what she turned into, very scary and very something else. So now is up to Marion and Robyn to go on the adventure again with each other like they did in the past to actually find out where Sam has gone, as well as maybe finding out more answers of what they should know.
What's up, Rob Wise Guy? We got Rob Wise Guy in the comments. Exile State Comics. Justin said, I wanted to get Belle, but my shop didn't have it. Really? Belle, real quick, since you brought it up, and I was telling Michael, Belle is Beauty and the Beast Belle. But it's a standalone, I believe, miniseries. I want to find out that
last story. But yeah, go ahead.
I believe it's a miniseries.
Oh, the last story was the whole friendship thing with Chris Jericho.
Oh God, how could I forget that? That's right.
With the gifts and everything.
Yeah, and it ended with the Nerd Division. What's going on?
But he did still say, "You just made the list. You just made the list." Oh, that was funny.
Hand me that, would you please? Because I actually do want to mention something when we get to DC. Not yet. We're in Marvel right now. Bobby, what is going on? Oh my God, late. It's okay, Bobby. No worries that you're a little late. It's fine.
All right.
I heard Pat Chan is going to be working on Frost for Avatar. I believe he is. I don't know. I know he has I think he has another book coming out from.
Wait, Zenoscope?
Blackgate?
Was Zenoscope or?
No. Pat Chan has a book coming out from somewhere. He has a couple, and then he has his own company.
I think it is Blackgate.
Maybe.
Or something black.
Yeah, I know it's something black. I just don't remember the afterword.
I don't remember.
But anyway, but Pat's around everywhere. Really, really awesome. He gets around, that's for sure. So wait, now I see a lot of comments. I want to make sure I said hello to everybody. Yes, I did, because I said hi to Bobby. And then they're talking about Pat, Nerdivision. What's going on again, Nerdivision? If you didn't hear me, and we're good. Yes. This stream makes Mondays better, Bobby. That means the world to me, man. Thank you.
We're both wearing red after all.
I think I am a red or blue. I'm kind of like Clark from Smallville. You know, every episode he wore kind of the same attire. I have a couple of red muscle shirts, a couple of blue muscle shirts, and you just don't know. Sometimes it'll be red, sometimes it'll be blue, but it's always the same.
Or it could be like red and blue Superman.
I used to do the short sleeve shirts, but the way the heat comes up in this room, no. And then the summer comes, and who the hell wants to wear a short sleeve shirt in the summer?
I'd wear a tank top if I have to.
I suppose you heard the great news. Oh, God. Yes, Tevya, we know. And he's going to Iron Man. We'll probably be talking about that tomorrow on Frontline. I apologize we didn't make it on Frontline Live last week, by the way, everybody. Last minute, we had to pull out. There was our mom got sick, so we ended up having to pull out. We were going to be on Tuesday, and then unfortunately we had to back out last minute. The stream started at 7:30, so I got everything done before. Oh, no, Bobby, it starts at – usually we start at 10 o'clock. I set it for 10:30 this week because Mike was watching a bit of Raw. We didn't want to go till 11 because we thought 11 would be too late, so we started at 10:30. Usually we start about 10:05. The past 2 weeks we've been doing 10:30. If it becomes a trend, we'll just start saying 10:30. But I would like the goal to be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock if we can. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Weapon X issue 13. I'm just not digging this story arc. I'm just not digging the story arc at all. I think this is going to be one of the stories that I just skip with Weapon X and hope that the next one will be better, or I might move Weapon X to a casual read. Maybe it's just I'm just not invested in Weapon X as much anymore. The book kind of started to go downward since the end of Weapon H, which, by the way, is getting his own book. So I might try issue number 1. Happy I don't read Iron Man. Just kidding. Hopefully Dan will do a great job. I'm hoping he will too with Iron Man. I have high hopes for him. Oh, dude. Nerdivision, thank you so much. Nerdivision just donated $10 to build Chris and Mike. Keep reviewing them books. Nerdivision, thank you so much for the now $15. You gave us $10 on this stream, $5 on the last one. I really appreciate that, man, and it means the world to us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wish I had that little pop-up that says Nerdivision donated. I got to get that. At some point, we got to get OBS working maybe and see if we can get like the little pop-ups that we can personally do. But thank you, Nerdivision, for the $10. We really appreciate it. Any little bit definitely helps the channel out a lot. I gave up on Weapon X a long time ago. I was not expecting this next book. I was not expecting it. And I'm being honest with you guys. I'm going to get the trade for this. Because I actually was reading solicits. I started deciding to read solicits because that's going to help us determine the books because we're dropping a lot of books we want to keep. I'm going to get the trade of this. Avengers, No Surrender. This is Avengers 676. Very interesting stuff. You had the character Voyager pop up in the beginning, in the end of the last issue. And in this one, she apparently was part of the Avengers past. Or was she? Question mark, question mark. Very interesting story. I'm definitely looking forward to what's coming in 2 months. Anybody who looks at solicits knows what I'm talking about. The return of the Incredible Hulk, or the apparently now called Immortal Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes, and then I'm definitely going to get the trade. I'm more than likely going to get the trade because I'm liking what I'm reading so far, and I'm liking how which Avengers team is it? The Avengers that Rogue, the one that Rogue's in, Uncanny Avengers. I like how she kind of clashes.
Yeah,
she clashes with the leader of the other Avengers team. I really am enjoying that. She's the new Sentry. Okay, that makes sense. There's a New Mutants issue 1 that comes out in March. I heard about that. It's a mini-series, Bobby. Avengers 676, my cover of the week. It was your cover of the week, really. I got to admit, it is a really nice cover. I will admit that. Voyager's not Kang. I think it's what Justin just said. She's going to be like the new Sentry, the female version of Sentry, which is interesting. Really interesting. I'm really looking forward to seeing how, I mean, the way they put her, like, it was hilarious because I read the first couple issues of Avengers. I got the trade that has the first couple, and they threw her into a few of those issues. Like she belonged there, but we all know she wasn't there. Really weird. Really, really weird. I'm looking forward to seeing and they were referencing it. It's like, go look at Avengers 15. It's like, no, she's not in Avengers 15 or 1 or whatever. So it's really cool. I'm really interested in seeing where this goes. This is the first time I've been excited for an Avenger book since Bendis left New Avengers. No. I liked an Avenger book after Bendis left Avengers. I cannot remember what Avenger book it was, but I did like Avengers for a time. You'll have to go back in the reviews and find out which one. But Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, $2.99.
Yeah, 1 issue away from 300.
And what a cliffhanger leading into issue number 300. The Tinker is pulling out all the stops. Black Panther offered Pete's sister nothing. He turncoated on her because he believes he's doing the right thing and Spider-Man's doing the wrong thing. Man, oh man, there's crazy stuff going on with Spider-Man. And then we find out, big spoiler at the end, the Tinkerer's older brother is the Tinkerer. It's the Tinkerer. He's actually messing with Spider-Man. And it's good. There's some good action in this book. And I like how Spider-Man kind of has had enough of the Tinkerer who attacks New York City, and he popped in. This was good. This is an enjoyable Spider-Man book. I would like to also point out, since I talked about the March solicits a little bit, I know you guys want it. And I'm going to try as hard as I can to do it. I really got to start doing solicit videos when I'm going through the solicits because of my reactions. I am happy I'm dropping a Blue and Gold X-Men after reading the solicits, but I might actually be picking up the last arc for Dan Slott on Amazing Spider-Man because it looks like, I'm not sure if it is, but it looks like when Slott leaves, we might actually be very happy with where Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not Peter. She's not. All right, Tevia, we know she's not Peter's sister, but he treats her like his sister. I know it's not the same powers as Sentry, Justin. I think I said that by accident. She kind of stands in like the Sentry. The Tinker is the Tinker's brother, I said. Oh, if you need to plug it in, go plug. Yeah, use the plug. It's right behind us. The tablet's going away. You're getting X-Men Red. Yes, I will be definitely getting X-Men Red in 2 weeks. I will be getting the first arc physically, and then probably I'm going to move it to a digital read and then a trade paperback buy. I'm going to start getting a lot of my Marvel stuff in trade just because it collects better. It works better. If I ever get some nice shelves, I'll have nice binders. And let's be honest. And again, I talked about this before. I'll talk about it one more time. You finish your single issues. You put your single issues away. There are boxes that pile up and up and up. Are you really going to want to go through all those boxes to find those single issues? No. Trade paperbacks, however, you put them on a shelf like a book, and Number one, it's the full story arc all there in one book, or part one of whatever. You know, if it's a long story arc, they'll maybe make it 3 or 4 trades. But anyway, it's most of or the whole arc in one book. Right there, you pull it out. You don't have to worry about going crazy for a single issue. It's all together in one nice book. They don't leave. Back when I started collecting, they left pages out, like with the Death of Superman or the Return of Superman. They put the issue in where Superman returned, but they cut out half of the issue that was actually the last part to Superman Returns. Nowadays, they just put the full issue in, which is what is important. The great collection debate, man, Justin. It is always. I already got 3 long boxes. Bobby. I wish I could tell you how many long boxes my collection equal. Maybe one day when I move everything from the big boxes to the long boxes, I'll do a countdown for you, the countdown of how many boxes, and we'll see how many long boxes I actually make. But I'm taking up a lot of your guys' time talking about collections, and we can definitely talk about that another time. X-Men Gold, issue number 20. You turned it too fast. 20. Oh, it's issue 20.
I have to hold it this way.
So I liked. You can unplug it to show and then replug it so everybody, because that is way too far for the screen to see. And now it says battery is low.
Already giving me trouble.
Gotta love it. So I like this issue a lot, but this issue's main purpose was Kitty Pryde's marrying Colossus. I mean, it's in the news. Everybody knows Kitty Pryde's marrying Colossus, and Batman and Catwoman are gonna have this long engagement before DC announces they're getting married. But that's what I feel like this issue was. The ship crashed back on the alien planet. The X-Men are trapped. Kitty and Colossus are trapped outside of the ship. Storm goes looking for them. I'm getting X-Men Red. Bobby, I'm hoping for it. X-Men Red Bobby. I'm hoping for it. What do you mean? Maybe you read that? Maybe I'm reading it wrong. X-Men Red Bobby? You mean Iceman? I'm a little confused by that. Could you explain a little bit deeper, Justin? But X-Men Gold was just he asked about when. Somebody asked about X-Men Red. Okay, gotcha. Bobby the person. Okay, I'm sorry. This is Bobby who's Iceman. We're talking about the real Bobby. Okay. All right, we are talking to Bobby in the comments, not about Bobby Iceman, just about X-Men Gold. Gotcha. Or Red. Gotcha. Okay. Now moving back to what I was saying. X-Men Gold, it was nice, Storm finds Kitty. Kitty, don't die on me. I love you. And then in the end, she's like, Colossus, is your offer still there? I want to marry you. Make you a bet it'll be a $10 wedding issue.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, definitely. We'll see if we get it or not. Why is Kitty Colossus getting married? I thought Kitty was married to Star-Lord. No, she was dating Star-Lord. Tevia. She did not marry him. He wanted her to marry him, but it never happened. Nope. Besides, Kitty Pryde belongs with Colossus. Let's be real here. I mean, it's always been that way.
Yeah.
Except in the Ultimate Universe where Colossus was gay. See, now that fit. Colossus being gay in the Ultimate Universe. Why they made Iceman? I am not getting into this again. Venom INC Omega. Part 6. The grand old big fight between Venom and friends against Lee Price Venom. Alan, what's going on before I start? Peeks in. Love the shirt, Mike. Oh, I said you were going to just peek in, Alan. I knew you weren't going to stay long because you're watching Raw. I said you'll probably watch this post live every week with Iceman. Yes. I'm sorry, Bobby. It's wrong. There's so many wrong things about Iceman. Anyway, I like this issue. I like the fight. I like the ending. I like how Lee Price loses the Maniac symbiote, but so does Abby. Abby does not get it back. She now is using her Hellfire powers instead. Obviously, Flash is keeping the anti-Venom. He actually stands up for Eddie Brock as Venom, and Pete kind of steps down. Spider-Man's like, all right, fine. Just don't do anything crazy or stupid or whatever. So basically it gives Eddie Brock the pass to be, to go off and just be the lethal protector he always was meant to be. Obviously now Venom is going to have one issue that's a standalone story, and then we're going right into the next crossover, which is with X-Men Blue. I will be getting X-Men Blue up until the crossovers end, and then I'm done. And actually, it's the crossovers end is in March, and so is the new X-Men Gold arc that will be going on in March, and both of them don't interest me, so both of them are going to digital pile. But Alan said, no, I've been lurking, just have you guys on mute. That's not lurking then, that's just looking at our pretty faces and not knowing what we're talking about. I'm just kidding. Just watching this and raw. Gotcha. I understand that. No, one good thing I like is Black Cat finally going to be anti. Yes, I did like how in the end of the issue, Eddie Brock had this talk with Black Cat. You know, she lost everything now. Now she's not the crime lord anymore. And we know this because of what's going on in Defender. She's not the kingpin of New York anymore, or kingpin status. And Eddie's like, you know, the world could always use more heroes. And I like how her and Spidey are sort of starting to mend. Not fully, but at the same time, they're starting to mend. Maybe one day she'll believe him that it was Doc Ock controlling him and not him controlling himself. That, or maybe she's just her pride that won't let her forgive him. But I thought it was a great Omega issue. If you didn't read this Venom crossover, I would say get the trade. Worth it. Or if you want to go back and get the single issues, you can. It was 6 issues. It was 6 parts. I enjoyed it. I believe this issue was $5, just like the Alpha issue, but go figure, it's Marvel. I enjoyed it. I really did. I will say I enjoyed it. And if not for the X-Men Blue crossover, I might have thought about sticking around to Venom physically. One thing I will say, though, is I was going to drop it completely, Venom, come March. I might stick around digitally with Venom after all. See where it goes. Oh, my God. Wait. One day they'll be friends again. I believe it. Oh, I believe it too. I believe that Dan Slott has something that he's going to pull right off of his sleeve, out of his cuffs, that's going to shock us all. Remember, Dan Slott is the guy that killed Peter Parker and gave us Doc Ock Spider-Man for an entire year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Entire year and a half. So I believe Dan Slott has something up his sleeve that he's not going to tell any of us about. He'll troll us about it, but he's not going to tell any of us. He might be trolling us about the Mephisto thing too. You never know. All New Wolverine, issue number 29. So, Lady Deathstrike, dead. Old Man Logan, dead. Sabretooth, dead. Or presumed dead. We know they're not dead because, let's be real. Sabretooth is in several other books. Old Man Logan has his own book. And Lady Deathstrike is in Weapon X. They're not dead. They're just dead in this story right now, temporarily, if they're even dead. And, what happens is the creator of the sword, which are the bullets being used against X-23, Dawkins, and now Honey Badger, which is what her name is, which is what Gabby's name is. The creator makes a suit of armor for her, and it turns out that one of the Orphans of X is a part of the Hand, and he gets rogue agents together to fight to go after X-20, Laura, Dawkins, and Gabby, and awesome, excellent fight. I love the artwork in this book. Really great action in this book. And I love how in the end he knew what he was doing was going to get him killed. They end up taking Dawkins hostage, or they kill him. See, this is what I mean about the kill. The word killed means nothing in comics anymore. And now they follow Dawkins, who sticks a cell phone in his body to be tracked. And now they're in Brooklyn. Of course they're in Brooklyn. Why wouldn't they be in Brooklyn? We have dead bodies on the docks all the time. I mean, it's normal.
Raw's 25th is taking place in Brooklyn.
I talk about dead bodies, and he's talking about Raw. That's...
You just said Brooklyn.
Dead bodies, wrestling event. Dead bodies, wrestling event.
Mario Brothers 2.
Dead bodies, Mario. Dead bodies, Mario. Where are you? Why? Why?
Mario says why.
I'm glad you're dating him, because I don't think anybody else in this world would. Just say it. We do have an audience member live here, and I just don't understand you right now. I'm talking about dead bodies as a joke, and you're legitimately saying, well, we got dead bodies, but we got Raw.
And we got Red.
We got dead body. And what?
Red, dead.
People die in Mario. So you still
Red,
have
dead,
your
what?
dad.
Red, with blood and death and all that stuff.
Stop. Stop.
No, just stick with...
Stop.
Stick with that Mario.
Red is
Yeah.
top 2.
People die in Mario. There's dead bodies.
Mike's gonna be the next dead body on the dock real soon. They should have put characters in multiple books like that. Wait, they shouldn't. Why is this so far? I'm sorry, guys. I'm pulling you closer in.
You need glasses.
I do need glasses. It's true. They should put characters in multiple books like that unless it's a crossover. Well, Nerdivision, Dawkins doesn't have a book right now. And Gabby is Laura's. Oh, you're talking about Logan Sabretooth. Yeah, because it ruins the illusion of they're dead. Now, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the people that are with Laura and not the ones that were killed. I agree with you. That ruins the whole, oh my God, they're dead. Because they're not dead, and we all know it. Could be the, Undertaker could be the link to the comics. Could be. Could very much be. All right. Before we get into DC, I want to talk about one book that I dropped. It's not on the list. It won't be on the list. If you're looking at the list right now, it's not there. The next book is there. Batwoman. I looked into the book and I'm done. I really tried with Batwoman. I don't know how many. I think she had 3 volumes. I tried the beginning of all 3 volumes, and all 3 volumes I ended up dropping before they hit the double digits. This is the first volume. I made it to issue 10. Batwoman issue 11. I could not. I just couldn't. No. Couldn't do it.
Okay. Couldn't do it.
But before we get into DC, actually, let's talk about a DC IDW crossover, and that is Batman TMNT issue number 3. Batman, Splinter, and Leonardo doing some intel to find out where Bane is, and they see that Bane is actually suffering from Venom withdrawal. There's a lot of tension between Robyn and Raphael. Donatello is still kind of upset about, this is all his fault, and he's kind of dwelling on it a bit too much. And obviously, Batman and Splinter decide that this is the right time to attack right as Bane is losing the Venom. But what they don't know is Stockman actually might have created a Venom stronger than the Venom that Bane has already, and he ends up testing it out on Bebop and Rocksteady. Turtles show up. Batman and Robyn show up. Of course, Robyn and Raphael did have a fight in this book. Of course they did, and it came out a draw, of course. It all ended up being a trap. They end up in Stockman's lab to get Stockman to figure out what the hell he's doing. Bebop and Rocksteady, big, muscular, pumped on Venom, show up. And so does Bane. Larger than life. It was a trap. What's next? This is a good cross. I love Batman TMNT. This is like I really hope they do something crossover-wise with Superman. I mean, they did Wonder Woman and Conan, Batman and Turtles. Who could they cross Superman over with from IDW? Or Dark Horse, for that matter.
Superman, I think, will cross over with...
It would be interesting to see Superman with a few... I'm thinking of a few characters that would be interesting. Who would you guys like to see Superman cross over with? I mean, sky's the limit. You can get if you can get Image, you can cross Superman over with a lot of different characters like Invincible.
Maybe Invincible.
But Invincible's ending. Superman and Godzilla. Oh my God, that would be crazy.
Alan said, I figured.
I really love how they kept the same artist. Yes, right? Right? They did keep the artist. The artist is consistent. This is the same. The artist that did this book is the exact same artist that did the first volume. And Nerdivision, that's a great thing because, yeah, it's literally like a continuation. It didn't change. It's like the same team stuck with the book crossover. Now, if they're continuing the crossovers, if I'm correct, the second volume on IDW should be happening, which is the animated series meets the TMNT Nickelodeon series. So that'll be an interesting one. I didn't like that as much as I'm loving the comic crossover. I think the artist's name is Freddie Williams. I'm not sure. We X'd out the book. So Michael will look it up after I do my next book. Batman and Ninja. That would be... Ooh, Valiant. I never thought of Valiant. Yeah, with Ninjak. That's right. And they also crossed over with the Power Rangers from Boom. So there's Boom. DC is doing such a good job right now. I got to give them kudos. They're crossing over with companies. They've got the Rebirth is done now. They got DC Universe flowing good. See, this is why, and I don't want you guys to think I'm being partial to DC, but in my eyes, DC Comics is doing so much right where Marvel Comics is doing so much wrong. And that is why my review pile, my pull list for reviews is 70% DC and 30% Marvel. That's why. I'm hoping Saban can get the rights to bring the Green and White Ranger combination. You mean Draken. Lord Draken you're talking about, Alan. Superman, Superboy, John crossing over with Harbingers. Nah, I don't see that. All right, now this book took me by surprise. I told you guys I wanted to try issue number 1s this week, and I tried Ice Cream Man, and I liked it. This is what Batman Metal was, why we got Batman Metal, because now we got the new age of heroes. So from the DC universe we have, and it's actually subtitle Dark Knight's Metal, Damage, issue number 1, which gave me a really deep feeling of the Incredible Hulk. This guy was injected with something, or something was put in him, and he becomes this gigantic monster, and it's Damage, and he can't 100% control it, and the government, he was actually being taken somewhere, and the government is trying to keep him under wraps.
Yeah, it was Williams.
It is Williams, by the way, Nerdivision. And the government is trying to get him back, to exterminate him, and all this kid wanted was to be, it's kind of an amalgamation of Weapon H and the Hulk, which, no, it actually is DC's version of Weapon H. And the soldier doesn't want to be this monster Damage, but now he's kind of forced to control the monster. And, now he's kind of in hiding from the government. And, of course, Suicide Squad, Task Force X shows up at the end, and they're going to be looking for Damage. Now, I don't know what the whole motivation for this character will be. If the person who's becoming Damage will take control of the monster, he could only be Damaged for about an hour a day. Or was it 12 hours a day? I don't remember, but he has a time limit, and then he has to wait to recharge before he can before he becomes Damage again. And it's very interesting. I'm actually surprised I like this book. I might actually continue it along. Marvel needs to learn. Marvel does. The rumors, they might do it. Good. Remember how hot that Scooby-Doo Harley Quinn crossover book was? I remember it. Yeah, I do remember it. The Hulk ripoff. I still bought it, but was hesitant. So, Bobby, what did you think of the book? If you're saying Hulk ripoff, do you like it? Are you getting issue 2, or are you on the fence still after reading? Are you saying you're still hesitant after issue 1? I see a lot of Hulk references. There are a lot of Hulk references in Damage. A lot. But at the same time, I feel like there's more here. Does he have full control when he becomes Damaged? No. He is the voice inside of the monster's head. So unlike the Hulk, I'll pick up issue 2. Okay. Bobby's going to pick up issue 2 for those of you that are watching post live. He kind of, it's like the Hulk where the monster is in control, but the person that, I forgot his name, the guy that becomes Damaged actually is the voice inside the monster's head, talking to the monster and getting the monster to listen to him. And the monster does listen to him. So I guess that's kind of a big difference between the Hulk and Damage, is Damage actually has the person inside of his mind, and the guy is actually telling him what to do, and he listens. And he kind of does. At first, he loses control, but then he starts listening and kind of disappears. So it's interesting. That's why I want to see where this goes. It's not 100% Hulk ripoff, but it's interesting. I guess that's the word for it. It's interesting. And it shocked me, just like Ice Cream Man. 2 number 1s that shocked me, and it's the year 2018. Tell me that's not crazy.
That's crazy.
And I'm still going to be checking out the other metal books now also, so we'll see. Nightwing was a romp down memory lane. Nightwing issue 37. It is basically a flashback to Batman and Robin's first meeting with the Judge, and Dick he's still fresh being Robin. He's just hot off the presses as Robin, and he goes to this woman that was there. She was a hero at the time as well. And the Judge ended up coming to Bloodhaven, and he ended up escaping because Robin didn't focus. He was too angry at that time. As he said, he was the boy that lost his parents still. He didn't have as much focus as he does now as Nightwing, or now that he's older. And I liked the flashback. It was really good. I liked that they gave us the backstory. Again, though, I feel like this was just more of we're giving you guys some background story that you didn't know, that you don't know, that now you do know. So now moving forward, Nightwing's going to be going after the Judge in the present. It was a nice flashback. It's always nice seeing Dick as Robin. We rarely get to see that. Not even pre-New 52. Not even New 52. Way before New 52. Way before pre-New 52. Dick Grayson has not put on a Robin costume in eons. It's been decades. So anytime you get a nice flashback of Dick Grayson as Robin, I enjoy the story. Yeah, I'll pick up it. Oh, okay. I thought I could have sworn something popped up that. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the comments just cycled. Trinity issue number 17. I gotta say, I love the artist on Trinity. The artist is Patrick Zurcher. That's why. I really like Patrick Zurcher's work with Trinity. So Wonder Woman, the story here is Wonder Woman's still looking for Themyscira. Themyscira is gone. The gods took it away. Obviously, it's not the gods. It's Dr. Manhattan. We all know that. They don't know that yet. So they're looking for all these anomalies on Earth to see if they can find Themyscira, where it is. And they end up finding this portal in the middle of the ocean, and a ship gets dragged inside of it. So Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman try to save the ship. And they're talking to somebody. We don't know who they're talking to yet, but they're explaining their story to somebody, but they end up getting dragged in. I forget the world that they get dragged into. I knew I was going to forget the name. They end up fighting these lizard people. Superman loses his powers. Wonder Woman's blind, and Batman... nothing happened to Batman. Batman just hates magic, period. And we get introduced at the end of the book to the Warrior. I remember the Warrior. I remember seeing him in several books. Never read any of his stories, though. This story arc looks very, very interesting. I'm very interested to see where this goes. Trinity had a... Wait. Yay, Trinity. Too bad it's ending this year. We don't know for sure if Trinity's ending, and if Trinity's ending, then hopefully World's Finest will be coming back. Was it definite that Trinity's ending? So everything's connected to Doomsday Clock. Was that what it's called with the Watchmen arc? Doomsday Clock is a miniseries, its own little thing. I think nothing that happens in Doomsday Clock Nerdivision takes effect until the end of the event. So everything that's happening now is before Doomsday Clock? Before Doomsday Clock, would you say? Maybe?
Probably.
Doomsday Clock doesn't have any effect until I believe the event is over, and then I believe it affects the DC Universe. Whatever ramifications happen during Doomsday Clock. Didn't he appear in Convergence? Yup, it really ending. Oh, it's ending in April, Trinity. I'm not surprised. Trinity's been a very low book. That's okay. If Trinity's ending, then that might open the door for World's Finest. Like I said, Batman, Superman, which I would be completely cool with. And I think every time there's a Superman, Batman together in a book, it happened in Batman. It's happened in Superman. Every time that happens, it's in people's top 5. So maybe in February. It's ending in February. I didn't even notice. Maybe I have to do March of solicits, then I'll know for sure. Are you sure, Tevia? I need to brush up on my DC. But no worries, Nerdivision. DC right now is trying to end Rebirth and stuff. When Michael gets his book, I'll make triple show about Trinity. But it leaves the door open maybe for World's Finest. Batman, speaking of, Batman issue number 39. This, I feel like, is a ripoff of a Superman Wonder Woman story. So Batman and Wonder Woman offer a day's rest to this guy who's fighting in an alternate dimension. He fights all the demons from making it into Earth, the Horde. And what happens is Catwoman's there to greet the guy. Batman and Wonder Woman go to this alternate world. However, Batman 39, here we go. Exactly. Batman and Wonder Woman, time doesn't pass in this alternate world like it does on our Earth. And the guy explains that to Catwoman, and she's like, but they've been gone for hours, and you've been fighting for thousands of years. And also, they don't age in this other world. So they've been gone for several hours. So how long have they been gone? And we find out it's been about 10 years that they've been fighting. Wonder Woman's starting to give up. And now, obviously, people who've been together for so long. And I feel like they make Wonder Woman kind of dirty here because they did a similar story pre-New 52 where Superman and Wonder Woman were trapped in an alternate world for X amount of years. And just as a romantic thing is starting on Wonder Woman's end, Superman kind of stops and says, I love Lois. I love my wife. This is before John. He just loves Lois. So it didn't happen because he loves Lois. So they didn't get together. Now here we are again. And actually there was a really cool backup story afterwards in Wonder Woman where Lois confronts Wonder Woman about the events that happened in that crossover with Superman and Wonder Woman, which was really cool. This case now, it's Batman and Wonder Woman, and the same thing. Wonder Woman's like, it's been 10 years, and here we are, and Batman's like,
And she's like, you know, you really look good without your ears. And he's like, yeah. And it ends with them kind of getting close. And it's like, I've seen this story, so I know what's probably going to happen in Batman issue 40, and it's going to be where he says, I love Selena. I know that's happening. And if it doesn't, then that's going to be a secret never to tell.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Are they trapped in a hyperbolic chamber? It's something like a hyperbolic time chamber, Nerdivision. Didn't Goku and them train in that? Yes, they did. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, Alan. Brant! Holy crap, it's Brant Fowler. By the way, his new Monday Musings, I am going to plug it now because you came in. I'm going to say that, Brant, you're don't mean to interrupt your show, but either when you're done or when you get a chance, check. Okay, no problem. But Brant has a new Monday Musings. Go check that out after the show, or if you're watching this post live, pause the video, go check out Monday Musings, new one of the new year. And I will check it out. I think I only have 2 more books, Brent, and then I will check. I'll check Facebook out. But yeah, this story kind of was a little bit too much, by the way. Oh, by the way, I had the list. I didn't do it. Batwoman, issue 11. You just made the list. But anyway, thanks for putting. Oh man, no, I love the show, and absolutely, man, everybody should be checking out Monday Musings. But like I was saying, check out Brand Show. I threw myself off completely. I will check Facebook though once I'm done with the show. Got a victory. Yep, and there's also a victory of me and Brand on Frontline Gaming Zone. Super Sons issue number 12, the grand finale of Super Sons of Tomorrow. And I think they did an excellent job because I was right. Superman looked at Connor and said, how do I know you? Why are you wearing an S? And Connor's like, you don't know me yet. And you always taught me that when jumping into alternate realities or the past, the less you say, the better. And Superman's like, that's very smart advice. And I like how Beast Boy's like, that girl with the blonde hair. I could swear I know her too. So it proves that Bart, Connor, and Cassie have been erased during Rebirth. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bring those 3 back. Really interested to see how they bring those 3 back. But the question is now, when they bring Connor back, because of that statement, will Connor have his full past back since the death of Superman? Or are they going to do something new with Connor where they reintroduce him, which I'm not too comfortable with? I'd rather he still have the past. I'd rather he still have what he had. So, yeah, I would rather you guys fix it so that he has the past. But I don't know how they're going to do it. But then Superman has this long conversation with Damon and John. And in the end, John's like, you know, we're friends. I take him in the best and the worst times. No matter what, we're always there for each other. The Titans cast a vote if John should join the Titans or not. And nobody except Damian says yes. So, unfortunately, John doesn't join the Titans. Now, I don't think John needs to be on a Teen Titan team right now, but it's proof why I'm glad you're reading Teen Titans. I don't like any of them right now.
Why?
I don't like I didn't like their attitude, and I don't like that. The team looks like it's a mess. Titans looks more together, and they're being put on a disband timeout compared to Teen Titans. I'm glad you read Teen Titans. I wouldn't. Yeah, your prediction was right last month. Yep, exactly. So anyway, the last issue of this review, honestly, it is a nice standalone story, and this brings me back to Pre-New 52 because they did a story like this before where Superman went to a hospital and met with children who were dying. Superman issue 39, Superman visits a cancer ward full of children, and he takes them to the Justice League Watchtower. And honestly, guys, this is not a book that means anything or matters at all to the DC Universe. This is just a nice story of Superman and the Justice League giving these children that have cancer this beautiful special day at the Watchtower, on the moon, flying to the moon. And it was a really heartfelt story. I loved it. It was nice standalone. It was wonderful. I think that it doesn't mean anything for anybody. It, like I said, no ramifications to the universe. This is just one of those stories where it's Superman being Superman. And that's what makes this my favorite Superman book since Rebirth. Because as you guys know, Superman's been my lower compared to Action and Superman. This story from issue number 39 is by far my favorite Superman story since the series started up again in Rebirth. I loved it. I love when they take that moment out and they do a story like this where it's Superman
and the Justice League taking care, just showing that they're not just fighting bad guys, which he was fighting bad guys in the beginning of the book, but they're also there for the children, and they're also, they also want to give back as much as they can. So they're not just crime fighters, they're not just supervillain fighters, they're there for the people as well. And it's such a beautiful issue. I would definitely say, even if you don't like Superman or the Justice League, read the book. You would have to have no soul to feel nothing after reading this beautiful story. I think it was really, really nice. I really liked it a lot. This definitely, I'm not going to spoil for tomorrow's top 5, but man, it was a gorgeous issue. It just had so many feels in it, and I liked the message it gave. It's kind of scary though that Superman's bringing kids to the moon full of radiation, but I know Nerdivision, but it's a comic book, so comics don't have to always be 100% in reality. So I'm sure in this world, in the DC universe, in this fictional place, there is no radiation, so the kids were fine. You know what I mean? It's a fictation. It's a fictional story. You don't always have to have everything. See, I hear a few people out there that complain they want stories to be more realistic. Me personally, this is a fantasy world. If I wanted to read reality, I'd read the newspaper. I want to read fantasy when I'm reading my comic books. That's why I love Rose and Birthright. And in this case, Superman, it was gorgeous. It was just a gorgeous book. It was. It really was. But no, I mean, it is what it is, Nerdivision. It was a very awesome issue. I would say Nerdivision, check it out. It was really, really good. Plus the Green Lantern. Yeah, it wasn't Hal Jordan's construct, which could block out radiation. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking for a tiny explanation. The Green Lantern ring blocks out radiation. Yeah. Yep. Really? Playing with the desk with your feet on you?
What's wrong?
I heard noises.
That was me.
Okay. So anyway, that is it for this week's Stark Avenger comic book review, guys. We hope you guys enjoy it. We have been fighting to keep these consistent, and we've been doing so for almost a month. I think next week is going to be I believe it's the last week of the month, right? No, 2 more Wednesdays. We got the 31st and the 24th. This Wednesday and next Wednesday. Jesse, what's going on, my friend? Welcome to the Dark Avenger comic book review. But unfortunately, you made it at the end. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm really sorry. Want more comic goods? Yes, thank you for sharing. I believe you shared the Discord, right? You share the Frontline YouTube channel, which tomorrow night, Tuesday night, we will be going live at 10 p.m.-ish Eastern. So definitely pop in. We will be doing top 5s and news. I got to go because I got some work I got to do anyway. I'm still working hard on some certain stuff, and I also got to answer Brant back. I'm sorry, Jesse. Next week and tomorrow night, we'll catch up. We will definitely catch up tomorrow night, Jesse. And you can catch this post live, but you can also check out Jesse and Justin, Exile State Comics, Comic Conversation live this Thursday. This did go by so fast, but great review again. Thanks for the entertainment. Nerdivision, thank you. First of all, thank you for the $10. Second of all, thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Bobby, Jesse, Nerdivision, Justin. We had Tevye here. Alan was here. I believe I said Bobby. I said Brant was here for a bit. We had Rob Wise Guy pop in at the beginning of the show. Thank you for passing by, Rob. And that's all. That's everybody that showed up. Thank you all for showing up live. Really appreciate that. Oh, yeah, Jesse, we'll definitely chat in Discord. Definitely. I always pop in Discord every now and again. But thank you guys so much. If you didn't check out the Dark Avenger podcast, guys, episode 10 of the YouTube files, the final YouTube files, and then we're moving back. We are moving back to SoundCloud starting February. But the final episode, I think, is one of the most powerful episodes I've ever done podcast-wise. For the Dark Avenger podcast, or honestly, I think any podcast I've ever done. This episode 10, was super powerful. So if you missed out, hopefully you'll check it out. Thank you, Justin. Great show, he says. We'll be back next Monday with another round of comic books. But till then, check out all the awesome links in the description below. Frontline Live Tuesday, live 10 p.m.-ish. Comic Conversation live Thursday at 9 p.m. I keep forgetting the time. I apologize. 9 p.m.-ish. I'm going to get this right one day. I'm sorry. It's just a show that,
I got so much in my head. But Comic Conversation on Thursday. You can check Jesse's channel out, JLS Comics. You'll see when it pops up, when it's live. Monday Musings is on Brant's channel right now. Go check out episode 53. Is it going to be sad? Is what going to be sad? Oh, no, the podcast, no, it's not sad. It's more just me speaking my mind and kind of, I don't want to give too much away, but it's me talking about everything that's been going on with YouTube and a few other things. So it's kind of more of an inspirational, kind of like uplift, a strong one, not a sad one. Yeah, no, it's not sad. No, nothing sad. I mean, there are sad things that I mentioned, but nothing that is a sad podcast. It's more of my opinion and how I feel, on what's going on, and kind of more of a, how it's like a kind of an inspirational kind of talk. Let's put it that way. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. For those of you that are not here live with us that I thanked, it's your turn now, post live. Let us know what comics you read this week. Tell us in the comments below what you enjoyed. Likes, dislike, agree, disagree with anything we have to say. And until next week, everybody, take care. Keep reading, keep collecting. And we'll see you guys really soon on the next episode of the Dark Avenger Podcast. By the way, we are in high def. We figured out we were not in high def the past couple of weeks. Yeah. I was like, why does that bar look a little low? And then I click it, and it's on medium. Now we're high definition, everybody. So, yay! And again, Nerd Division, thank you so much for the donation. And we will see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.